Season's greetings to you all and Happy New Year in advance. Well, tomorrow is New Year. My name is Tom, Huawei Pepe Tom, and I'm doing a kind of a New Year revolution kind of video. So I woke up this morning. I said, no, I'm not going to touch my phone. I dropped the phone and I was just thinking, I was like, what do I have to do? So I was like, okay, I have to write prayer requests. Every year, we usually write prayer requests for the next year. So I picked up a book and it happened that 2014, I wrote in that book, 2025 also. So prayer requests, 2 prayer requests were there. And I now realized that during this year, I never went back to look at those prayer requests and I didn't try to reflect, try to make that my actions are in line with those prayer requests that I've been writing. And that made me to realize that sometimes our prayer requests over a long period of time, over the years, are likely always the same. And what if it's because of we don't act towards them? So it made me realize that out of my 10, 12 prayer requests, only 2 feel fulfilled, and that is because I just forget about it after I've written it. Sometimes I just allow life to take over, the flow of life. I'm not trying to set or do anything. So I was going through some things that I journaled, and I now decided that this is what I'm going to make out of 2026. So I wrote this down. The future is what you make of it. Like a blank canvas, you can paint anything you want. All you need is an equation. So what is the equation? Time, cravings, and then you make the events to take place, that series of events. Sometimes it might not go how you want, but you can actually just see how you create it. So during this period, there were things that I wrote down. So this video you're seeing here is kind of a deflammatory video. Let me just say that, because there are things of my life that I've looked at and I want to actually point them out, my flaws, and I want to see how I can build around those flaws. What some people do is that sometimes they talk about strength, your strength. But what about your flaws? There are some people that they make that flaws work to their advantage. Like there was a period where my brother was talking about something as, is it a thorax syndrome or something, like the way the guy always was reacting. Now 40-something people rejected him except one school, and that was after the long period of time. And he said that till date he is not going to reject his flaw because his flaw made him who he is. And that is what I want to look at. What flaws? So I actually did some writing down and this was what came to my mind. If no one is watching you, what will you be like? And when I've been looking at this for a long period of time, and especially when I'm looking at other people that I've met, maybe because of their background, when you're doing the contrast and all of that. So I now said to myself, if no one is watching, I'll be very lazy. Yeah, I'll be very lazy. But what I want to take out of that flaw is my laziness is a rich man's problem. I've noticed many things of my laziness. I just want, let someone else just do it. Let me just pay for it. Let me just do that. And if I want to live such life, that means I need to be rich. And that means I need to work, I need to think, I need to act, and I need to seek results. So that flaw of mine needs to make me that I need to be thinking of how to I tackle certain things so that I generate the money to make the things I'm lazy about, someone else does it. How do I make that other people tackling what I'm too lazy about doesn't drain me, but actually just helps me? So that's just more or less like the future I'm trying to look into. So what am I going to be proud of myself, or what am I proud of myself? That was something else I wrote down, and I realized that one thing that I'm always proud of doing is what I want to do. Sometimes it might not be consistent, but I actually want to do something. I want to cook. If I want to cook, I want it to be grand. I want it to be so. Sometimes, even if it takes me hours to do that dish, sometimes I can be not be happy about it. I might be something, but after I see the results, I'm glad about it, and I'm like, yes. So I've noticed, even if I'm like having this like there's these the flaws of not like maybe sticking to one, not being consistent, but I've noticed when I get the result of the things that I do, because sometimes I'm not someone that wants to just keep myself in one thing. I actually like it. So if I want to create stuff, what do I be proud of? The result of what I created. I want to write stuff. What do I be proud of? I finally actually wrote this stuff. Like, I'm actually always proud when I'm able to complete the story, because sometimes you have lots of ideas. You're writing here, the next thing you abandon it. You're writing, then you abandon it, and there's always a celebration when I complete it. Then something else was, the last thing was, what am I like constantly doing? And I noticed one thing: I'm either trying to be perfect or I'm projecting that I'm perfect. That is one thing that I've noticed I've been doing so many years of my life, and that is something that I need to stop in 2026. I need to start stopping that tomorrow. So I'm always trying to be perfect, which makes me, I become a people pleaser. It makes me, I'm pretending, I'm asking myself, I'm overthinking, I'm holding myself back. I'm holding myself back because I'm now like, what if this is not the right way? What if people judge? What if, and because of trying to uphold this image, it makes you that sometimes what you would have done and what would have been a virtue, or what would have helped someone else, maybe someone else in another category, that doesn't happen because you're thinking about what every other person thinks. You're thinking about just having this perfect frame or perfect stuff. And one thing I've realized is no one is perfect, no human is perfect. It's just to make sure that you don't do whatever you have to hurt another person, and that is what I'm going to be sticking to. So in 2026, I'm not going to be caring about perfection anymore. I just have to get things done. If something comes to my head and I know that it's not going to hurt anyone, I'm gonna do it. No more thinking about what another person is going to say. Just get it done. Then the part of me projecting that I'm perfect, I didn't initially knew that I was doing that. It's other people that made me realize. So projecting that I'm perfect, I was unconsciously discriminating other people. Maybe people that don't fit into the category, people that don't are not based on my comfort zone, and I'm discriminating. So I didn't notice that I was doing that. And I also noticed that somehow, because of I'm projecting myself perfect, indirectly I make people to feel looked down on. Either I'm looking down on them, or I'm making people around to look down on them because of that projection. And then on my own side, it makes that I overwork myself, since I am projecting this perfection. This happens during my project work. I also want doing everything because of everybody was feeling that I'm the one that knows it best, and I was not projecting, no, you're doing it wrong, no, and I was just doing it so that there's no mistake, there's no stop, and that means that I was overworking myself, and that is not a good way. You don't do everything, you don't take the load, you try to teach others, try distribution, and that is one thing that I hope to fix in 2026. So this is just more or less the few things. So my resolution is just looking at my flaws. So I just wrote down all my flaws. I wrote down my flaws and I was like, I need to start doing things, and I was like, I need to stop contradicting myself. I say this, that I won't do this, but that's what I'm actually doing. I need to stop that. And I need to stop forsaking old friendship and looking for new ones. I already have friends, and sometimes there's this veil, this covering, this attitude of you're not seeing what you already have, you're not going out there to look for something else. So that is something that I need to stop. I need to appreciate what I have. Sometimes it's not intentional, sometimes you just forget, you're just moody, glooming, thinking you're all alone, and there's no one there for you, no one to talk to. But actually there might be people. Sometimes there are people that are just silently watching, and sometimes it's maybe when you finally come to them. So it's just, but that is kind of grace. So it's just great to know the right people to meet and share your problems with. Then another thing I wrote down is I should stop expecting someone else to make me whole or to fill up what is missing in me, because that is never gonna happen. So it's time that what I want from another person, I actually create it in myself. So that is actually the plan. So to some of these goals may not be a immediate 2026 goals. Maybe they are a compounding goal, something that I'm gonna start be making sure I'm building up on it. It will be moving, because some certain things might take years, like trying to become a whole new me. So I'm just trying to see how gradually I just do everything, and then who knows. So wish me luck. I've written down my entire resolution and just want to see how I can make things better for me in 2026, things better in terms of my writing and everything. So good luck to us all 2026.